Hello everyone, Dracon84 here and welcome back to another Luck Be a Landlord video. So, I've already hit the start button, so let's go. Well, crab is an interesting start. Let's have more crabs, that's good. Sure, I'll have a shiny pebble. I think it's better than a cat this early in the run. And an owl is better than a one value symbol. I don't want to pick too many symbols, but this is probably fine. Let's have another shiny pebble. I don't want too many one value symbols, but it's good to try and get ahead a little bit at the start. Rain is fine, we have a flower, so no reason not to pick it. And Kyle the Curnout is very good here. We already have two shiny pebbles, so it's just, I think it's easily the best pick here. Second crab, could have picked up a hooligan, but I think it's fine to pick up a second crab here. It gives us a possible late game scenario, which is very good for us. Alright, third shiny pebble. We could also pick a first goal. I mean, shiny pebbles are decent, especially now that they're worth 2, but a goal is worth 5, and I'm pretty sure that we're making a next rent. I think picking up a shiny pebble would have been fine there, but having a diamond is so important later on in the run that I think this is just better. We've picked up a lot of low value symbols. Not that many actually. I mean, the shiny pebbles have become 2 value symbols. The crabs can be a little bit better. We could pick up the Hex of Draining or the removal capsule. Both, I mean, Hex of Draining helps us a bit now, and removal capsule helps us more later, and I think we're a little bit ahead, so I think it's fine to pick up removal capsule now. It's going to be a while before we can use it, but I mean, we're on 78 right now. We're on track to make our next rent, definitely. Orange is a 2 value symbol, definitely fine. Adoption Papers gives us a chance for more crabs. It also gives us other options. I think Pool Ball and Reroll are both defensible, although I'd rather pick a reroll when I already have at least 1 die. But I think Adoption Papers can just be extremely good here. 2 value symbol, don't mind that. Rabbit, always good. And do I want another wolf? I think it puts us enough ahead that we can just go nuts here. No crabs, so not the perfect adoption papers, but it's easy to just have all misses. I'm not interested in luckbox here. We don't have a key, we don't have a lockpick. Don't think it's going to help us a lot. Billionaire is not going to do anything for us. But we're definitely ahead, so that's very good. We could pick up another orange, but I don't think we need that many more 2 value symbols. I think we're going to try and get further ahead somehow. Dwarf doesn't really do anything for us, and we've already made this rent, so we don't really need to do much more. And there's a witch, which is very interesting. We have an owl and a cat already. We could find more things that work with the witch. This means that if we find the Hexaptedium, for example, that we are definitely going to be taking it. But the lucky capsule is always great too. Yeah, no reason not to pick it up. Blue pepper doesn't do anything. Frying pan, I haven't had it do anything yet, so let's just pick up the lucky 7. It might be worth 77 money at some point. Not right now, but maybe at some point. So we could already remove something. I think that's fine. Let's remove a coin. I mean, the duds are going to be here for a long time. Yeah, let's spin again. Let's see what we pick up with the lucky capsule. 23 is just a lot. Honey is fine. We could reroll and see if we can find a better rare, but just having a 3 value symbol is already fine. The question is, what are we hoping to hit that's better? Actually, there are a lot of things that we can hit that's better, right? Diver, Geologist, we can find, I don't know, Golden Egg, Apple, are a lot of hits here. We could also hit a chicken or a card shark or whatever, and that would be sad. But we're enough ahead that I think I'm gonna chance it. Mrs. Fruit, that's extremely good. There was also a General Zarov, but that wasn't what we were hoping for. Right, let's see how much we can feed Mrs. Fruit. There's a chicken. We're seeing a lot of rares, which is fun, but not the most important thing right now. I'm just gonna go for a milk. I think a milk is pretty decent on average, and it's going to give us, right? On average, I think it's just a decent pickup. We could pick up another shiny pebble. Right, we have a removal token. We can just remove something if we want, probably the pearl or something. We don't really need to remove something right now. A lot of our symbols are already decent. At some point we might want to remove the crabs, but not yet. One thing that's interesting is that having 3 of the same symbol can be very important, so I'm just gonna grab the shiny pebble right now, and maybe it's going to make us more money than we think. Right, rabbit fluff is a tiny bit better than a shiny pebble, but I'm not sure if we even want that. You know what? Let's do it. I think it's fine. Could have removed something here. I think that would have been fine, but first, right, that's 222. That's almost enough to pay our next rent, which is 225. Purple pepper is very likely to pay out, so that's great. Happy hour is mostly interesting if you have a dwarf. I think purple pepper is very easy to trigger here, so this is just a 350. Wine is eventually going to be a 3-value symbol, but not yet, and I think these 3 just don't help us enough to pick any of them. We've already removed our coins, so coin on a string isn't doing that much, but it's going to give 1 every spin, which is good enough. I think I'm going to remove the pearl. Sure. We want to feed Mrs. Fruit as much as we can. We have exactly 20 symbols here. Wouldn't mind picking up a sapphire, but I'm not sure if it helps us even that much. I don't think it's greedy to skip here. Time capsule could be interesting. Yeah, actually all of our hits for time capsule are very good, so let's just do that. We don't have any duds in the trash yet, so coconut with Mrs. Fruit is insanely strong. There's no reason not to pick up a coconut if you have a Mrs. Fruit. And we're so far ahead that I can easily see us pick a call. The other one is almost done. And I think we're easily getting there on that. Right, I don't think picking up another fruit here is greedy. There's a diver to get rid of our 2 crabs. We don't really need the crabs anymore, so a diver is very good here. We got a diamond. We are very far ahead right now. I don't want another shiny pebble, so I'm just gonna pick up a coin for our coin string. Yeah, I don't want a 4th shiny pebble. It's just a 2-value symbol. It's giving us luck, but we already have the rabbit fluff too. We're making so much that we are very far ahead. It's 352. That means that we are more than a rent payment ahead, which is very good for us. None of these help us. I think I'm gonna save my reroll token for a good rare. Time machine can give us a lot. Don't know if we need it though. I mean, an egg carton might actually be better in the long run. It's kind of difficult to say for sure though. I mean, we only have the one coal. Eventually it's going to turn into a diamond. Not picking up the time machine might be greedy. Actually, I'm just gonna go for the time machine. I don't think there's enough reason not to pick it up. I think it would have been fine not to pick it up here, but getting the 5 turns discount on on the goal, I think it's just worth it. Snail for a diver, we want the diver and Mrs. Fruit to be as good as possible so that when we pick up an error or something like that, it's going to be very, very strong for us. Right, we're losing some dots, which is also good for us. So the seed we get from the peach can be a downside, but it can also be a very strong upside with Mrs. Fruit. But let's go for the hustling capsule right now. It means that when we don't see Mrs. Fruit, we're still getting some money. And hustling capsule just pays for itself. If we had taken the egg carton, this would be our first egg, which is good to keep in mind. And the seed gave us a void fruit, which gave us a free, but a little bit of free money. We can get a goldfish for the diver or just a Matryoshka doll. Now that we have the time machine, every Matryoshka takes 2 spins less. So the first one is in 1 spin, this one is in 3 spins, and this one is in 5 spins. Yeah, I think it's Matryoshka doll with time machine is just good enough that I want it over the goldfish here. We also don't really lack for food for our diver Mrs. Fruit, so I think it's good to diversify things a little bit so that we don't when they stop scaling at some point for whatever reason, that it doesn't hurt us too much. Alright, cleaning rag essence is extremely good. We only have the 3 shiny pebbles, we could have had more. Oh, we also have a diamond and another coal, so cleaning rag is eventually going to trigger. And it makes things give twice more money, that's just insane. Let's grab the emerald to trigger it right now. That's just insane. I think we have 2 wolves, yeah. Making our wolves into 2 value symbols is also extremely good. This run is pretty close to over already, I think. Yeah, cleaning rag, essence, doubled everything. Could grab a peach for Mrs. Fruit, but I'm just gonna go for the essence capsule. We're so far ahead that finding ways to get even further ahead, that might just break our run. That's 50 already, 50 is fine. Right. Yeah, 82 this spin, which is also very good. Watermelon, that's a very rare symbol. Note that we have picked up a lot of things that increase our luck value, so it's not just that we're randomly getting lucky, we're partially getting lucky because we have made it more likely for us to find rares and mythic rares. Very rares. Our diver doesn't have anything to eat, so let's grab the goldfish. It's fine to have something like that floating around when you're just waiting for things. Yeah. Eventually the diver eats the goldfish and that's going to be good for us. Nice. Coconut. And this diamond is already twice as powerful, which means that we're already getting endgame numbers here. How much is this? 83. Which means that we've probably already won this run. So in the full disclosure category, I've done a run in between. I'm gonna go and do more runs in between. I think it's good to keep doing runs to make sure that I'm always improving myself. But I lost that one. Oh wow, there's another chemical 7. I lost that run. It was on apartment 15. I tend to play at random apartment levels, and this one was at the highest apartment level. So I kind of needed to win to balance out my stats a little bit. This is definitely a good one to balance out my stats because this run is insane. I mean, making it more likely to find rares and very rares is just good. I think that's an important take-home message for right now. Flower is just a 1 value symbol. I don't think it helps us that much. Could remove the rain too. But I'm just gonna remove the cat. Cat works with the witch, but we have more powerful things going on right now. So we get a seed. I could actually have grabbed the Hex of Midas. We have the coin on a string to deal with the coins, and the witch would have worked with the hex itself. But I'm not sure if it would have been the best thing to do here. Oyster, fine. I could have picked up a shiny pebble as a 4-value symbol, but Oyster makes our diver better, so I think that's good enough. Sure, let's grab a peach. At some point a peach will leave a seed that's going to grow into a banana peel, but we're so far ahead that, I mean, we could either grab a thief to make it better. Right, there's Silver Arrow. I'm not gonna blindly grab a thief unless I see a banana, but it could help us eventually. Swapping device. So, swapping device has a very big problem in that it makes your runs a little bit longer. Goldilocks is interesting because we have the Goldilocks essence. The Goldilocks and Goldilocks essence do work very well together, and it would make our bears into 3-value symbols. I would get 3 3-value symbols, but swapping device is just so good. I don't think there's any reason not to pick it up here. Yeah. We have no reason to make all the shiny pebbles line up yet. 98. That's great. Let's just make Mrs. Fruit do her thing. I mean, there's no way that we can ever lose this run anymore, so I don't know what I did to deserve this insane amount of luck. Right, the seed grew into a flower, which is kind of a downside, but it's not that much of a downside. I mean, there's not really, oh yeah, not that much that I can do with the swapping device this spin, but putting the witch next to the owl does something. Let's remove the flower. I think buffing capsule is defensible here, but it's not necessary. Yeah, having a seed just grow into something instantly, that's a nice bonus. Let's just remove the flower here. We have exactly 20 symbols right now. Having a moon would be insane too, by the way. We have 3 reroll items, so that might happen. I'm not really into a bronze arrow right now. Having another diamond would be insane too, but honestly, right, we've already won this run. It doesn't really pay to be more greedy than we already are. Somehow we just hit the jackpot here, which happens sometimes. I mean, if you play enough, you're always going to find these insane runs that just win themselves. And if you have those, then you're just going to have to take them, right? Like taking that that moon. I don't think Lefty the Rabbit helps us enough. I'm actually just gonna skip here. I don't think any of those are good for us. Let's remove the rain. Let's make the moon work for us. Yeah, it's insane how much luck we're getting here. I'm not sure if the removal capsule even does anything for us. At some point we're going to want to remove the rabbit fluff probably, but yeah. I mean, the moon is just such a strong thing on its own. With the swapping device, it's even better. I'm not sure if there's any way that I don't know. There's 100% no way that we can ever lose this run anymore. But we can still have fun. I mean, we're at 650 already. There's a lot of fun stuff to be had. Let's just see what kind of silly things we can do to make this run even better. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't even the right spot to put the buffing capsule. Our board is so stacked that I don't think there are any bad places to put it. I mean, I'm not even thinking that much anymore. Things are just so insanely strong right now that anything we do is probably fine. Let's remove the rabbit fluff. It doesn't do that much for us anymore. I mean, it does a little bit, but not that much. Yeah, the light bulb just gave us that's 12 plus 8. Now it gave us 12 plus 4. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't really need another ruby, but this is not a guaranteed rare. Let's just skip here. I could have probably picked up the coin to get something free from the going on a string. As I said, I'm not thinking that much anymore. Oh, it's interesting. The light bulb, even when it just has a single charge left, it still buffs everything around it. That's good to know, actually. At some point, that could actually save us. Probably. $147, alright. So we're getting another essence, I think. Yeah. Blue pepper doesn't do anything, triple coins doesn't do anything, flush doesn't do anything. None of these help us in any way. I'm just gonna skip. Geologist. I think a geologist actually isn't good for us. No, I'm just gonna reroll, see if we can get something better. Frozen fossil? I don't think frozen fossil does it either. The things that we have are just too good. Could grab a second Mrs. Fruit? I mean, would be fine. Sure, let's grab a second Mrs. Fruit. And there's a telescope. Telescope means that the swapping device doesn't do anything anymore. Oh, it does actually. It's every 4 spins. Somehow, I didn't even realize that. Let's just do random things. Doesn't matter. We have a second Mrs. Fruit, so we want to grab more fruit, I think. I can capsule, because why not? We got a lime pepper, which will probably give us a little bit of change. It's fine. So if any of you have checked out at this point, I wouldn't blame you. If you're enjoying this type of content, please let me know, because I mean, I'm not against even at some point if you want me to try an endless run. If I see some run like this, I might actually just go for it, and we can just see how far we can go. This isn't the perfect endless setup, but there are definitely worse ones. I mean, we've found so many really strong symbols and really strong items that there's probably a way to turn this into an endless run. Sure. The best way would probably be to get more moons and have those work for us, but I'm not even sure what the best way would be. Eventually the oyster and the diver will line up on their own. Don't really need to help them that much. We pick a hexatherium, but I think it's too late for that even. I don't think a hexatherium is as good anymore, so sure. Oh right, this is the telescope turn, so swapping device didn't even do anything. I think that while the telescope is just insanely strong, uh, pretty often it doesn't really pay to keep a lot of track of it, because I mean there's not that much that you can do to influence it. So I mean, it's at one point it was the strongest symbol in the game, item in the game. Might still be. Oh, I meant to put the rabbit next to the moon, but whatever. But there's not that much to be gained by keeping track of the telescope. I'm still not interested in a geologist. I could do an apple, but let's just see what else we can get. I mean, the dame is just absurd here too. Capsule machine is always absurd. Is there something that we want to remove? Not sure. Everything we have is so strong that we could remove the owl, but it works with the witch and the moon, so it doesn't really help us that much to remove it. Nah, let's keep it this way. At some point, removing a shiny pebble could be okay, but it doesn't matter that much right now. You could definitely optimize this run by swapping in a way to make the dame end up next to the diamonds and make the moon end up next to the rabbit and the owl. And I think you could really get a lot of money out of that. But that would mean to have a lot of processing time, right? You have to think very hard about it, and I'm not gonna turn this run into an endless run. Oh, this was a telescope turn too. So I don't think it helps us that much. Coal isn't going to be done in time for us to even get something out of it. Don't need another Mrs. Fruits, that just doesn't do anything for us. Let's just skip. This Mrs. Fruit is just a 2-value symbol. She is not really helping us that much. I'm just blindly clicking right now. It doesn't matter anymore. We could, in theory, get a little bit more money, right? But in practice, it doesn't really matter that much if you win with 777 or with 5,000. There's style points to be had, I think. Other than that, I mean, yeah, it just doesn't matter that much. All right, next turn is a telescope turn, so we don't need to swap here. That's good. And everything's popping. We're going to get an insane amount of money here because of the dame and the light bulb. Yeah, 255, that's enough. Alright, I'm just not gonna swap anymore, I think it's fine. We've already won this run, I've had my fun. Right now, I just wanna end this one. I don't feel like there's that much more to be had here. I think you can optimize a lot, and it might actually be a lot of fun in some ways, but we really don't need to do that right now. And let's grab another turtle, because why not? And we're finishing on a telescope turn, and it's going to give us a lot of money. Yeah, light bulb is going out of its mind. 252, that's pretty decent. Alright, so obviously this run was insane. I think a lot of it was due to picking up the shiny pebbles. The shiny pebbles with Clouded Kernite was obviously very good. Time Machine helped a lot, but especially having the Cleaning Rag Essence. I mean, Cleaning Rag Essence is completely insane. But we got the Mrs. Fruit, we got the Diver, we got the Witch with the Moon. Honestly, everything about this run was busted. I don't really need to explain anything about it to you. This was fun. Not a very tense run, but just relaxed clicking, that's fine. So I lost my previous one on my own time. Let's see how we're doing right now. That's 63%. If we only count the ones on camera, which I'm not going to do in practice, it would be 61%. Is that right? No, that would be 12 out of 18. That would be 67%. The numbers are close enough together that it doesn't really matter. Anyway, we're gonna keep track of our scores over time. I might do more runs in my own time. In any case, this has been another Like Be a Landlord run. I hope you had fun and learned something. In any case, I will see you next time. Goodbye.